Good day everyone, I am April Angie Paden, and our lesson for today is all about acceleration and motion graph. We usually hear the term acceleration on a daily basis. In everyday terms, acceleration normally refers to an object speeding up or moving fast. However, this may not always be the case, and acceleration may be of a bigger umbrella concept than just being coined as fast. Our first topic is about acceleration. So now, let's define what is acceleration. Acceleration is a term commonly used to describe an object that is speeding up. For example, imagine you're riding a bike. At first, you're standing still. When you start pedaling, you begin to move. That's acceleration. The harder you pedal, the more acceleration, which means you're increasing your speed. If you stop pedaling and start squeezing the brakes, you begin to slow down. That's also acceleration, but in a negative direction, often referred to as deceleration. In physics, the definition of acceleration is different. Acceleration is defined as the rate of change in an object's velocity with respect to time. Velocity changes when there is a change in speed and/or direction. This means that an object that is speeding up, slowing down, or changing its direction is accelerating. Mathematically, acceleration is expressed as where a is acceleration in meters per second squared, v sub f and v sub I are final and initial velocities, respectively in meters per second, and t sub f and t sub I are the final and initial time, respectively in seconds. Now, let's move on our next topic, which is about the motion graph. Motion graphs are visual representations of the characteristics of motion, such as position, velocity, and acceleration against time. Using the mathematical formula for acceleration, you can easily identify whether a body is accelerating or not. Another way to do this is using motion graph. Objects can be described as non-accelerating or constant accelerating. Non-accelerating objects or objects with zero acceleration have constant velocities. This means that the velocity of an object does not change as it travels, changing its position over time. The motion graph of a non-accelerating object are shown in this figure. As can be seen from figure 2, an object that has a constant positive velocity is not accelerating even if the position increases over time. The same goes for figure B, where an object that has a constant negative velocity is still not acceleration even if the position decreases over time. Objects that are constantly accelerating change their velocity at the same rate over time. An example of this is an object undergoing free fall. In this figure, it shows the motion graph of objects that have constant acceleration. As can be seen from figure A, an object that has a positive acceleration has a constant increase in its velocity per unit time. Also, the position traveled by a positively accelerating object exponentially increases over time. In figure B, an object that has a negative acceleration has a constant decrease in its velocity per unit. Moreover, the position traveled by a negative accelerating object exponentially decreases over time.
God bless everyone. Today I'll discuss the lesson 17.2 Newton's first law of motion. Law of inertia. Inertia is a concept in physics that describes how objects begin when no force is applied to them. It is essentially a measure of an object's resistance to change in its motion. When we say an object has inertia, we mean it tends to keep doing what it's currently doing unless acted upon by an external force. If it's at rest, it wants to stay at rest. If it is moving, it wants to keep moving at the same speed and the same direction. The amount of inertia of an object is directly related to its mass. A heavier object will have a one or more mass has more inertia than a lighter one. This means it's harder to stop or start the motion of a heavier object compared to a lighter one. For example, it's easier to push a bicycle that have a lighter or less inertia than a car that have a heavier and more inertia. So in simple terms, inertia is the reason why you have to push harder to move a heavy object from rest and what why it's harder to stop a heavier object that's already moving. And now, Newton's first law of motion, also known as the law of inertia, is fundamental concept in physics that this law is actually a restatement of Galileo's understanding of inertia and how it affects motion. Here what's the law of inertia means. An object will remain in a current state of motion unless a net force acts upon it. This state of motion could be either at rest or not moving or moving a constant velocity that speed in a specific direction. So if an object is at rest, it will stay at rest unless a force is applied to it. For example, a boulder will stay where it is unless a strong enough force is applied to move it. Similarly, if an object is moving at a constant speed in a certain direction, it will continue moving in that direction at the same speed unless a force acts on it. For instance, a moving train will keep going at the same speed and in the same direction unless a force like the brakes or a collision acts to slow it down or stop it. This law is why it's hard to move a heavy object from rest like a boulder or to stop a moving object like a train. The greater the mass of the object, the greater its inertia and the more force it takes to change the state of motion. Isaac Newton was a renowned physicist and mathematician from England who made significant contribution to the field of physics, especially in understanding the law of motion and universal gravitation. His work laid the foundation for classical mechanics, which is still widely used in physics today. The first law of Isaac Newton is the law of inertia. This law states that an object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an external force. This is essentially the concept of inertia that we discussed earlier. And that's all.
God bless you, ma'am. God bless you, everyone. I'm the third reporter of Group 4. And my topic is all about the law of acceleration. The motion of a body is affected greatly by various factors. Consider a ball and a boulder. Given push toward the two objects, the ball will move faster than the boulder. According to Isaac Newton, an object can only accelerate when a net force is acting on it. This is his second law of motion or the law of acceleration. The law of acceleration states that the acceleration of an object is proportional to and in the same direction as the net force acting on it. Ang law of acceleration inugnay ng mga batas ng paggalaw ni Newton ng paggalaw ng isang bagay sa mga puwersang kumikilos dito. Sa unang batas, hindi babaguhin ng isang bagay ang galaw nito, maliban kung may puwersang kumikilos dito. Sa pangalawang batas, ang puwersa sa isang bagay ay katumbas ng mass nito sa beses ng kanyang acceleration. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you.
God bless, Mom. My lesson for today is all about the law of interaction. Newton's third law of motion is also known as the law of interaction. This law describes how an equal results in an equal and yet opposite reaction. The law of interaction states that when an object exerts a force on another object, the second object exerts another force that is equal and opposite in direction. These forces are called action-reaction pair. Two forces may also be considered as an action-reaction pair of if and only if these forces are first, action on two different bodies. Second, action is simultaneous on the system of two bodies. Third, in opposite direction. And last, have the same magnitude. For example, car and balloon. The toy car will move in the opposite direction where the air is released, so that the law of interaction states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Thank you.